we're diving into a gripping tale that rocked the pharmaceutical industry and sent shockwaves through Wall Street: the rise and fall of Valeant Pharmaceuticals. Get ready for a deep dive into the scandal that exposed the dark side of corporate strategies and led to significant financial turmoil. Welcome to the Business Info Buzz channel, your ultimate portal into the captivating world of business and finance. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss out on our insightful explorations of business, finance, and real-world stories. Now, let's get right into it. A strategy built on acquisitions. Valeant Pharmaceuticals, founded in 1960, initially operated as a small pharmaceutical company. However, it gained prominence in the early 2000s when it adopted a unique growth strategy focused on acquisitions. Instead of heavily investing in research and development like traditional pharmaceutical companies, Valeant pursued an aggressive acquisition approach, buying up smaller pharmaceutical firms and their drugs, often with the intention of dramatically raising the prices of these medications. This strategy allowed Valeant to generate substantial revenues and profits without incurring the high R&D costs typically associated with the industry. The company's expansion was led by then CEO Michael Pearson, who was celebrated for his unconventional approach to business. Valeant's stock price surged, and the company became a Wall Street favorite. However, beneath this seemingly impressive growth lay a complex web of unethical practices that would eventually unravel. The pharmacy and accounting scandals. Valeant's meteoric rise was fueled by a symbiotic relationship with specialty pharmacies, most notably Philidor Rx Services. These pharmacies played a pivotal role in distributing Valeant's drugs to patients, acting as intermediaries between the company and the consumers. However, beneath the surface, a disturbing narrative was unfolding. Allegations began to surface that Valeant was not just utilizing these pharmacies for legitimate distribution, but rather using them as tools to manipulate sales figures. The crux of the controversy lay in accusations of improper accounting practices. It was alleged that Valeant was inflating its revenues by shipping excess quantities of drugs to these specialty pharmacies, thereby creating the illusion of robust demand. This creative accounting not only deceived investors, but also violated ethical norms and regulatory standards that underpin the pharmaceutical industry's integrity. The complexity of this scheme became evident as investigations delved deeper. It appeared that these specialty pharmacies were essentially stockpiling Valeant's drugs, raising questions about the legitimacy of the transactions and the ethics of inflating sales numbers through artificial demand creation. This revelation not only cast a shadow over Valeant's financial statements, but also raised concerns about the wider implications for transparency and trust within the corporate world. Predatory pricing, a public outcry. As if the accounting scandal wasn't enough, Valeant found itself mired in another controversy, this time surrounding its pricing strategies. The company's approach was simple yet controversial: acquire existing medications that were often essential for patients' well-being, and then execute staggering price hikes. This practice drew the ire of the public and regulators alike. In numerous instances, Valeant acquired drugs that had been available for years and were vital for patients suffering from conditions ranging from heart ailments to autoimmune disorders. The company then implemented exorbitant price increases, sometimes by several 100% overnight. This predatory pricing strategy, while undoubtedly driving up profits, had profound consequences for patients who relied on these medications for their health and well-being. The outrage was swift and widespread. Advocacy groups, healthcare professionals, and politicians condemned Valeant's actions as morally reprehensible and exploitative. The public outcry reached a fever pitch, leading to a broader national conversation about the ethics of pharmaceutical pricing and the accessibility of life-saving medications. Valeant, once seen as a successful pharmaceutical innovator, became synonymous with corporate greed and callous disregard for patients' needs. Financial consequences and economic fallout. The dual scandals involving the pharmacy's practices and pricing strategies had a profound impact on Valeant's financial health. The consequences were multifaceted and far-reaching. Stock price plunge. Once the unethical practices and pricing strategies were exposed, investor confidence in Valeant plummeted. The company's stock price, which had reached astronomical heights, collapsed. Shareholders faced significant losses, and the company's market capitalization shrank dramatically. Debt accumulation. Valeant's growth had been fueled by debt, as it took on substantial loans to finance its acquisitions. As its stock price declined and the scandals unraveled, Valeant faced challenges in servicing its debt obligations. The company's heavy debt burden became a major financial concern. Legal and regulatory costs. The controversies attracted the attention of regulatory bodies and legal authorities. Valeant was subject to investigations and lawsuits, resulting in substantial legal costs and potential fines. These financial burdens further strained the company's resources. Reputation damage. The scandal tarnished Valeant's reputation irreparably. Formerly seen as an innovative pharmaceutical company, it was now viewed as a symbol of corporate misconduct. This damaged reputation affected relationships with partners, customers, and investors. Management overhaul. The turmoil led to a shakeup in the company's leadership. CEO Michael Pearson stepped down, and Valeant underwent a series of changes in an attempt to restore trust and stability. However, rebuilding trust proved to be a monumental challenge. Asset sales and restructuring. To address its financial woes, Valeant embarked on a series of asset sales and restructuring efforts. The company sold off non-core assets to generate cash and focused on reducing its debt load. These measures were aimed at stabilizing the company's financial position. The road to recovery. The downfall of Valeant Pharmaceuticals serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of prioritizing short-term profits over long-term sustainability and ethical conduct. The scandal highlighted the perils of relying on aggressive acquisition strategies and dubious business practices to fuel growth. Valeant's journey from Wall Street darling to cautionary tale underscores the importance of transparency, accountability, and ethical behavior in the corporate world. In the aftermath of the scandal, the pharmaceutical industry underwent increased scrutiny and regulatory changes aimed at preventing similar situations. Pricing practices, drug distribution relationships, and financial reporting mechanisms were all subjected to greater oversight. Valeant Pharmaceuticals, now known as Bausch Health Companies Incorporated, after a rebranding effort, has taken steps toward recovery. The company has focused on paying down its debt, rebuilding its product portfolio, and restoring investor confidence. Under new leadership, Bausch Health has emphasized ethical business practices and a commitment to responsible pricing. The rise and fall of Valeant Pharmaceuticals stand as a stark reminder that corporate success built on unethical practices is unsustainable in the long run. The scandal not only exposed the pitfalls of prioritizing profits over ethics, but also demonstrated the severe financial consequences that can befall even the most successful companies when their actions are brought to light. The pharmaceutical industry, regulators, and investors have all been prompted to reevaluate their roles in ensuring the integrity of business practices, ultimately aiming to prevent future corporate scandals of a similar nature. And there you have it. The rise, fall, and resurrection of Valeant Pharmaceuticals. A cautionary tale that echoes loudly. The pursuit of profits at any cost is a risky business. Thank you for joining us on this eye-opening journey through one of the most significant corporate scandals in recent history. If you found this video informative, give us a thumbs up and let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to share this video with others who might find it intriguing. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.